but it is what Drucker would do now. But what would Peter do now? And the whole thing of healthcare. I mean, I clipped the Obamacare. I clipped all kinds of stuff here. But the one I clipped here too, or earmarked here, was U of T's Neil Seaman. I didn't hear of him. I didn't know him. Do you know of him? Do you know him? Yeah, University of Toronto, Neil Seaman. Declared a few years ago on Journal of Health Quarterly about his revolution in healthcare. We got one of the leaders here in Toronto, and Peter Drucker understood it well. He was involved with healthcare, and like I said, there's 3 hospitals represented here, and you met one already. What would Peter say now about healthcare?
Well, it's
pick your country,
well,
U.S. or Canada.
Well, certainly, being not as familiar with the Canadian system, although certainly being intrigued and wondering why we don't have the model.
It's a rationing system. Be careful.
Yeah. Well, and you hear both. Peter was fascinated, though, I think, largely by the complexity of hospitals. He said hospitals were the most complex organizations he knew. And he was particularly intrigued by the way that all these specialists needed to work together as teams, and often did so very effectively. And I think he thought that there were a lot of organizational lessons for how information passed among those specialists for the care of one person. So there were a lot of information flow lessons that he looked to healthcare for.
The one thing he said, and I'll believe you, because you've done more homework than me, it was just surprising, is that he would have been, or maybe it was already clear, no, he would have been for Obamacare because it was a whole bunch of individual problems.
Yes.
Let the folks know about that,
Yeah.
because it's
So,
either for it or against it, and he was for it, and I'm saying, how come?
Well, he was. First of all, I don't know. First of all, I should say.
Well, it happened after you.
Yeah, so Obamacare, of course, came after, and it's one of the things I say in right. So the book's called "What Would Drucker Do Now?" and I begin my preface to the book by saying that its title notwithstanding, I really don't know. I mean, who knows, right? And one of the things that Peter always prided himself on was, in fact, being unpredictable. So I don't really know. So I take the best guesses that I can. And what I did say, and could say, I think with some assurance, I don't know if he would have loved Obamacare all in all, although I think there are aspects of it that he would have, and I think it's been widely misrepresented by opponents. I think that there is a big part of the law that he would like very much, and that is a lot of the law seeks to authorize small-scale experimenting with all kinds of different health delivery models to see what works and what doesn't, and to then try things locally, and then grow them if they work. And I think that aspect of it would have been very, very appealing to Peter. He was a big pilot and experiment person. He was a big fail fast. He was a big iterate, learn as you go person, right? A Kaizen, continuous improvement person. So I think all of that would have been what would have been.